Air racing has attracted millions of spectators since it began in 1909. The thrill of racing, the chance at a big trophy, and a big cash prize has allured men and women pilots from around the world to be a part of the sport.
One of those pilots was Art Chester of Downers Grove, Illinois. Art caught the aviation bug early in life, and he flew for the first time in 1921 in a Curtiss Jenny. He flew in exhibitions whenever he could, and he got his first taste of speed in 1923. In his very first race, he finished in second place. In September 1930, Art flew a Davis D-185 Parasol to victory in the National Air Races. He was hooked in air racing and later developed a series of successful air racers named after Popeye comic strip characters. His designs were the Chester Jeep, Chester Goon, and the Chester Swee Pea. Chester's Jeep became a formidable air racer, and it now hangs in the EAA Air Museum in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Chester's Jeep and his next design, the Goon, were powered by Manasco Motors Company engines, which he tuned for maximum performance and reliability. Al Manasco took note of Chester's engine building and tuning skills, and in 1939, Art was hired by Manasco as an engine designer to help develop aircraft engines. But a war is about to change everything. During World War II, Art went to work for North American Aviation as an engineer employing his air racing experience on the new designs. He was a firewall forward designer on the North American P-51 fighter, and he started a company with his wife Trudy to manufacture the P-51 propeller spinners. After the war, Art Chester was the president of the Professional Race Pilots Association and an early promoter of midget air racing, the forerunner to Formula One air racing as we know it today. Sadly, Art Chester was killed at a San Diego air race in 1949 when his V-tailed air racer Swee Pea 2 crashed in the slipstream of other racers. He had entered every national air race held since 1929 until his death. In August 2017, the Spirit of Flight Museum was contacted by the Peterson family of Walnut Grove, California. They had the remains of the original Swee Pea, which had been stored in a warehouse near Los Angeles, California since the early 1950s, and more recently in a barn near Temecula, California.
So how did it end up with the Peterson family? Well, the answer to that question actually starts with Art Chester's design of the Swee Pea.
When the Swee Pea was introduced at the 1947 air races, the unique V-tail performed poorly at takeoff speed, so it was replaced by a conventional tail in 1948 for the Miami air races. Swee Pea could fly 180 miles per hour using a small Continental C-85 engine. But the top speed was actually reduced with the conventional tail, so the V-tail was reinstalled. Art Chester sold the Swee Pea to his mechanic Lynn Caulfield shortly after the Miami air races, and Lynn renamed the airplane Sky Baby. In the meantime, Art built Swee Pea 2, the plane that would take his life. Sky Baby was involved in a non-fatal accident, and soon after, Caulfield sold it to Nancy Peterson's brother, John D. Hardman. He put the plane in storage with the hopes of restoring it, but the years went by, and unfortunately John passed away. That's when the Peterson family offered Sky Baby to the museum. At the time, the area where the plane was stored was in danger of being destroyed by fire, so we quickly made a plan to get to California and remove the plane. Fortunately, the plane didn't burn up, and it made it safely to the Spirit of Flight Museum. Time took a toll on Swee Pea while it was in storage. The fabric on the fuselage is mostly gone, but you can still see the number 7 that was painted on the wing for racing.
It's going to take a lot to restore Swee Pea, now Sky Baby, back to static condition. But once it emerges after 50 years of being in storage, it'll be a great tribute to tell the story of Art Chester.